Hello, everyone watching us right now in every corner of the planet. This is Miss Supranational 2025 Experience, Super Chat episode 8. I'm Ivan, and tonight I'm excited to be joined by and chat a little bit with Miss Supranational Albania, Jessica. Hello.
Hello.
Samantha, representing Estonia.
Hello.
Sophie, Miss Supranational Denmark.
Hello.
Haley, representing Malta.
Hello.
Eminence from Sierra Leone.
Hello.
Namakau, Miss Supranational Zambia.
Hello.
Maldra, representing Latvia.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Before we get to know you, before you introduce yourselves, I'll just remind our audience that they can help you advance to the next round of the Miss Supranational 2025 experience by voting for you in the Supra app. Download the app or check out the description box below this video. There's a direct voting link over there, and we would also appreciate if you subscribe to the Miss and Mr. Supranational official YouTube channel. So if everybody's ready, let's start with your introductions. Jessica, representing Albania, thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks for your time, and we're honored to have you in this episode of Super Chat. Can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you for having me. I'm Jessica Penili, and I represent my beautiful country, Albania. I'm 21 years old, and I study for business administration. I also have a passion for music and for modeling. I'm also interested about environmental topics. I want to help people. I think it's one of my duties to protect our earth and to do good to people.
Thank you very much, Jessica. Excited to get to know you, and excited to get to know just a tiny bit about something that you consider to be your mission. But yeah, we'll get to know you a little bit better in the second block of this Super Chat episode, where we'll discuss your life story, so stay tuned. Sophie from Denmark, pleasure to meet you and welcome you to this episode of Super Chat and to the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. Can you please introduce yourself briefly?
Yes, and thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored and very grateful to be here. So I am Sofie Ørn Andersen, your Miss Supranational Denmark 2025. I am 24 years old and I'm a registered nurse from Hillerød in Denmark. I specialize in cardiology at the moment, and I'm very passionate about improving healthcare. I have gained some experience working in various departments and, for example, studied global health in Vietnam, which has broadened my understanding of different medical systems. And growing up in a loving family, I truly value strong connections and in believing in embracing life to the fullest. I'm very passionate about traveling and exploring new cultures, staying active through fitness. I love that to keep energized. And I also do knitting, which helps me unwind and create something beautiful. And I just really love that. And I also really find joy in spending time with my little dog, Chloe. She's a little white chihuahua. We do everything together. And before becoming a nurse, I was a competitive dressage rider and a ballet dancer at the Royal Danish Theatre.
Yeah, so nice to meet you, Sophie. You're a very talented and diverse personality, and we're excited to know more about you a bit later in the second block of this episode of Super Chat.
Thank you.
Samantha from Estonia, thank you for joining. It's a pleasure to have you in this episode of Super Chat and have Estonia in the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. Can you please kindly introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm really happy to be here. My name is Samantha Kasela. I come from a Northern Europe, tiny and cold country, but where the people are extremely warm. I come from Estonia. I'm currently pursuing dentistry in the world's top 1.2% universities worldwide and the top university at my home country. My dream is to become a future Dr. Kasela, and that's why I'm working every day really hard for. I'm also a full-time student, but working already, as I would like to call myself a baby doctor, which means I'm already doing the simplest procedures under a supervision. But before I started my journey in medicine, I was actually a dancer. I started dancing already when I was a kid. I did a ballroom dancing, and then when I grew up, I started to explore all the different dance styles in the world that there are. And when I became an adult, I was actually hired to be a backup dancer for one of the most famous Estonian singers. So, but when 2020 came, something happened. The pandemic happened. The COVID pandemic in the whole world also came to Estonia. And that's why in the crisis, I was hired to be a COVID tester. I worked in the nurseries, I worked in the national dents, and I also worked in the prison. Can you believe a teenager working in a prison? Well, I have a quite lot of stories to tell you one day. But besides that, I come from a really supportive and loving family, and I was raised to say that if you want to give something to the world, you must first educate yourself. And I listened to it. So, for my whole life, up until today, I have studied and educated, and now I'm finally ready to give back to the world. So, I'm also part of one Estonian health national-wide project. I'm currently going to the different children or nurseries and giving out people free toothpaste and free toys, because in Estonia we have a big problem. We have up till 19 years old free dental care, but only 59% of the people are using it. So that's why I myself have already helped thousands of children to get to the health, because health is the most important thing we have in our lives. So that's why I take part in various health projects to help the people, because I actually believe 100% strong that health is not a privilege. Health should be the necessity for every people, and that's what I'm doing in Estonia, and that's what I'm actually planning to do a national and worldwide. And my biggest dream is also to work in the health ministry one day, so that I could directly make changes to the country. And that's why I'm so excited to already come to Poland, meet all the different women from different countries, from different mindsets, from different projects, so we can all communicate and have the global sisterhood, inspire each other and speak together. So I'm really excited to already come to Miss Supranational, because Estonia is actually back after 10 years.
Yeah, we are also excited to have Estonia back and welcome you to Malopolska in June. And yeah, you're very diverse, Samantha. Thank you for this introduction. Meldra from Latvia, nice to meet you. Thank you for joining. It's great that Latvia this year is with us, with the Miss Supranational community. Can you please briefly introduce yourself?
I started my modeling career when I was 11 years old. Right now I'm doing both modeling and beauty pageants. My most recent beauty pageant, which one I won, was Miss Super Talent of the World in South Korea.
Okay, great, Meldra. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining, and we'll talk a little bit more about you in the second block. Haley from Malta, thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to Super Chats and welcome to the Super community. We're looking forward to your introduction.
So, hello everyone. My name is Haley Giller. I am 22 years old and I am your Miss Supranational Malta 2025. Fun fact about me, about Miss Supranational. I've competed actually 2 times before. I'm actually going to finally experience this magnificent experience. It was a lifelong dream of mine to compete in Miss Supranational and experience this journey of a thrill. Then, apart from Miss Supranational, we focus more about who I am. So, as I mentioned, I am a 22-year-old. I am born and raised in my beautiful country that I call Malta. What we have in Malta, we have two different islands, Malta and Gozo. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but it's something that we have here. And I am from the lovely side of Malta. Now, regarding my hobbies, I have a lot because I like to try everything. To be honest, I don't stick to one thing. But my main hobbies, obviously, one of them being pageantry, obviously. And the second one being dancing. I've been dancing since the age of 3. I've tried lots of different dance styles, and I love them all. And I believe that they helped me a lot in my pageant journey as well because it helps me with that confidence, with that precision. You need that on stage when you're dancing, obviously. Um, what else about me? I also like to play dolls. It has been a tradition in my family for years and ages. And actually, my grandfather was the champion of Malta in darts. So we're just, me and my father are playing to carry on his legacy. And I am sure that he's looking on me right now and saying how proud I am of you.
Yeah, Stu. Well, very interesting family tradition. Thank you very much, Haley, for this introduction and for sharing this brief outline about yourself. We'll get to know you better in the second block, where we will discuss some of your life stories. So yeah, stay tuned. Aminance from Sierra Leone, nice to meet you. Thank you for joining. Can you please briefly introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Aminance Fofana. I will be representing Sierra Leone in Miss Supranational 2025. I am 29 years old and I am currently living in Germany and working as a chef and a hotel service attendant. Um, what would I like to tell you guys about me? I am very down to earth. I am very hardworking. I am very excited to be able to represent my country, Sierra Leone, to be able to show you all the diversity that we have and how welcoming we are. We are a very warm country. The people are nice. We have such good reviews when it comes to the food. Whenever you're there, you need to try the food. Um, I'm currently living in Germany, but I usually go and visit Sierra Leone from time to time. I grew up, unfortunately, not in Sierra Leone. I grew up in the Gambia because of the war that took place in Sierra Leone. So I moved to Gambia with my mom at a very young age. I moved to Gambia when I was 3 years old, and my dad was not in the picture. He had already separated with my mom, and also because of the war, my mom had to seek refuge in Gambia. So most of my childhood and my teenage years were spent in Gambia. And in Gambia, that's where I did my early education. I graduated from one of the best schools in Gambia, and I graduated with one of the best results also in the Gambia, my senior secondary high school certificate. After that, I wanted to further my education and I decided to travel abroad. But before traveling abroad, I decided to do a couple of things when it comes to work because I wanted to explore the working industry, the professional working industry. So fast forward to 2025, I'm now in Europe achieving my dreams. I studied international marketing and I am quite interested in being an entrepreneur.
Thank you very much, Eminence. Well, yeah, impressive life story, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank
Namakal representing Zambia, it's an honor to welcome your wonderful country to the Super family this year, and thank you so much for joining Super Chat tonight. Can you please briefly introduce yourself?
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Namakal now and I am representing Zambia at this year's Miss Supranational. I am 19 years old and I'm a counting student. I am actually the fourth Miss Supranational to be representing Zambia, but what makes me different is that I actually went through the grooming process and I did go through or everything in the pageant, unlike the other three queens who are actually just appointed. So I'm really excited to be here this year.
And we're excited to have you among a wonderful group of Miss Supranational 2025 candidates. Thank you very much, Namakal, for this introduction. Thank you very much. It was exciting to get to know you. Now it's time to get to know you better and discuss some of your life stories that are very different but very inspirational. Jessica from Albania, let's talk about you a little bit more and talk about your talents and your passions. Let's start with your talents first. You describe one of your talents as the most beautiful gift God has given to you.
Yes,
Tell us a bit
right.
more, tell us a bit more about this talent and how it was discovered.
It's one of my most beautiful stories, I guess. I started singing when I was 9 years old. I started singing at home for fun, and my grandmother discovered my talent and told my mom uh, to go to a course, to a singing, to take singing lessons. And since then, I never stopped singing, and everything I have achieved in this life, I guess, it's from my grandmother.
Well, thanks to her. And Jessica, what is your favorite song that you love singing most of all?
Oh, it's so hard. There are so many beautiful songs.
But anything that pops up right now.
I think it's Mirror from Bruno Mars.
Is it possible that you sing a short bit of it?
Mirror on the wall, here we are again. Through my rise and fall, you'll be my only friend. Ah.
Wow. Wow, fantastic.
Oh, thank
Thank you,
you.
Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. I think you're already part of our Super Talent live show that we'll be making in Malpolska. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Yeah, and of course, we cannot skip um, your passion of taking care about the environment. Tell us how you use your voice to fight for the environment.
Uh, I think I've written in the platform that I have participated at Miss Earth before Miss Supranational because I wanted to show that these platforms are not only to show beautiful faces, but a face that works, a face that is fair, a face with integrity, and I love being kind and good to other people. It's just my passion. It makes me feel good. And I also use my platforms as Instagram or TikTok to promote this kind of things, to share positive messages.
Great mission, Jessica. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Sophie from Denmark, let's discuss your profession. You work as a nurse in cardiology,
Yes.
which must be quite stressful at times. How do you maintain self-care in a career where you're often confronted with sadness and distress?
That's a very good question. And I think all nurses experience this because we do have great responsibility for all patients. But I think it's important to kind of be able to, you know, differentiate yourself from when you're at work and when you get home. I personally use it very visually. So when I take off my uniform, I mentally prepare myself that now I'm off work, I'm off duty. But of course, it's hard when you're in a room with a patient and maybe something tragic happened, and then you have to go to the next room and be happy and deliver some good news. So there's these major shifts for these people in their lives. But I'm also very grateful to be part of that because they really need it at the moment, you know?
Well, yes. I can actually well relate to this.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing it, your inner emotions about it. The next topic and question that we'd like to discuss is you aim to inspire others by leading with compassion, dedication, and authenticity. In today's world, the opposite is often demonstrated by society. What is your advice to people that feel that we as a world have lost our humanity?
That's a very interesting question. I believe that it's important that we find back to the roots of what's important to us as human beings. I can only talk for myself, and of course, I am in contact with various of people in my everyday life as a nurse. But if you are not, I think it's important to focus on what really matters. A lot of terrible things right now are happening around the world, for example, and I think in a lot of countries we're doing very well, very well. So be able to be very grateful for that and really, appreciate it. And then when you are in a position where you're able to help others, then do so because it means so much to others. So that's one of my main things that I do. Other than being a nurse, help where around I can, and also in my initiative, Mødrehelpen, where I help as much as I can besides my nurse everyday job. So do what you can with what you got, and help everyone you can.
Yes, very true and very inspiring. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and your life experiences with us, Sophie.
You're welcome.
Samantha from Estonia, let's get to know you even better than you described yourself in your introduction, which was actually very extensive. So thank you for this introduction also. But there are a couple more questions that we have.
Yes, of course.
You said that you're currently pursuing 2 degrees at the same time, and it won't be long before you are doctor. So,
Yes,
Samantha.
yes.
Could you tell us a bit more about the 2 degrees? Because I think you talked a lot about your medical degree, but what's the second one? And could you also tell us about your long-term goal of changing your country's healthcare for the better a little bit more? Although you dwelled upon this in your introduction, but would love to know more. So what is your second career, and what is your detailed plan of improving the healthcare in Estonia?
Yes, thank you. That's a really good question. First, I wanted to become actually a scientist. So I studied in the bachelor's for 2 years gene technology, and it was actually a really, really hard subject to study. But then when I was already working as a COVID tester, I found out I have this passion for talking with people. So I decided to change my subject from gene technology to dentistry, because if anybody asks me, Samantha, what is your biggest hobby? I would always say I love to make people smile. And that was also the reason why I decided to change my subject. But as the years went by, I also found out, sadly, that both of my grandfathers had cancer, and actually really similar ones. And that was the reason why, when I was in dentistry, we're actually doing quite much research as well. We're not only fixing people's teeth, we're learning the overall health, and we're learning how to make healthcare better, not only in Estonia, but the researchers are actually all over the world. But then I decided that I really want to also not only be working every day as a doctor, but I would also like to put all my knowledges that I have acquired over the years to work in one cancer development. So that is my dream. And if you ask me what's my 10-year-long dream, I actually plan to take part in the politics to go to health ministry, because as I said, I really think that not only in Estonia, in every country, health should never ever be privileged. Health should never ever be something that only the people with money can afford. So that's my plan, to go and get to the point where we can make dentistry. The other health in Estonia is actually already free, but dentistry free for all the ages too. And that's the politics I really want to get into, maybe in 10 years. But first, I'm currently here. I first have to educate myself more because, as they say, every expert was once a beginner. And first, for my journey, I need to get to know the world. I need to get to know the different cultures, how everything works. And that's why I'm here. I'm so excited to be at the Miss Supranational experience.
Yeah, thank you, Samantha, and good luck with your very noble ambitions. But let's talk a little bit more about not about your careers, but about your passion, because I think dancing now is already your passion rather than a career. You said that you worked as a background dancer, concerts, and even for one big Estonian pop star. Could you tell us a little bit more about that and what it taught you?
So, I think when I was growing up, I was a bit of shy girl. And then when I started dancing, I quite fast realized that I have to be more open. And it's actually a very good thing when people are confident. And that is exactly the same reason why a few years ago I actually took part in Estonia. We had the 100th anniversary of Estonian Pageantry. And I went there first time, I got the first princess title. And I think the same thing for me was dancing. In my life, when I was younger, I never thought I would work as a dancer. But now, thinking back of it, it was the most interesting time period because to go and travel with different people from all the different ages, and sometimes already I had to speak different languages too. So that was something so teaching and eye-opening. And I think that every experience is something that you should consider saying yes. And I'm really excited for what's now up to come in June because I think it will be one of the most memorable periods in my time this time too.
For sure. Thank you, Samantha, for sharing your career plans and your passion. And yeah, we'll see you soon in the third block of the Super Chat episode um, to discuss what can be changed in pageantry for the better, not only in Estonian healthcare. Let's
Yes.
see. Meldra from Latvia, let's discuss your life a little bit. As you wrote us, your family is your foundation. Tell us some of the values they instilled in you, they taught you that helped to shape you to become the woman you are today.
Oh, that's interesting question. Well, my family always for me teach that the family is the most important thing on the world. And I absolutely agree with that. My family always gave to me support, even they don't understand modeling, beauty, pageants, but they always do the maximum they can for me.
Okay, there's one more aspect of your life that is exciting to discuss. You wrote that you're passionate about traveling and also you love reading books. If you were to write a book about your travels, what would be the destination that you would describe?
Oh, I think I would describe Africa. Recently, I had a birthday in this January. I visited together with my mom safari. It was like the most amazing birthday ever, really. And I really I'm dreaming about to go to other safaris in other countries in Africa. Like, that's really the best for me. The wildlife
Great.
is what I love.
Okay, yeah, I would love to read that book. Thank you, Maldra. Heather representing Malta, let's discuss your life a little bit. Just a couple of your life stories. You told us that you have been competing since the age of 12. Do you think being competitive is the key to success in life, or do you just enjoy the very thrill of it, the very spirit of a competition? So tell us a little bit more about it.
That's a very good question. I believe that you need to have both. The thrill is the most amazing part of the whole journey in whatever pageant that you're competing. The experience is the most important thing that you will cherish, and something that you will actually learn from, not only in pageants for your pageantry career, but also as a person. You will meet new cultures, new experiences, new people, and you will really learn a lot from it. But I believe that to be in a pageant, you need to be a little bit of, have that little competitive side of yourself. But it does not need to go over and beyond, because at the end of the day, everyone is beautiful, everyone has their own unique set of skills, and you can learn from one another. You can learn from one another, and you don't need to be competitive, like, I want to talk to that one, or that kind of attitude, because we are all one. I believe the most beautiful experience is shared with all of those beautiful girls I will meet, and Mr. as well, because there will be Muslim.
Yeah, very true. Everything's got to be in perfect balance and harmony. Yeah, there's another interesting fact about you that I'd like to discuss, because when picking an inspirational person you'd like to have dinner with, you picked someone you met while volunteering, which is actually
Yes.
quite different uh, from the usual answers. So tell us a little bit about this choice of yours.
Yes, of course. So usually when someone answers this question, they mention famous people or authors or celebrities. In my case, it wasn't. This experience came, I was in my second year, I believe, or third year of nursing, when I studied nursing in the University of Malta. And I met an old lady. She was, I believe, 80 years old. It was during my placement, and she shared a very, very, very nice experience with me. Nice, nice, but I've learned a lot from listening to her. She was a woman that had amazing strength, and when she was telling me her stories, that how what she faced through her life, how she was abused, if this happened to me, I don't know if I would be that strong, because she was really strong. She told me, no, like, keep fighting. Things are meant to happen in your life, it's your destiny. And she just inspired me how strong a person can actually be, a strong person. And you need to know your capability. And that is what she taught me, that you need to know that your capability can go high as you want it to go. So that is why I was that person.
Wow, truly a very unusual story and a very inspirational story. Thank you for sharing it,
Thank you.
Hailey. Aminance, let's talk about your life a little bit. You said one of your proudest accomplishments was partnering with the company you work for to give back to your community. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yes. So I am working in a hotel, and working in a hotel has made me to be able to give back to the community in so many ways. I work as a chef, so I'm also in the kitchen most of the time, and I also work as a service attendant. Working as a chef makes me to have direct control of the food and also of the food wastage, and of course, with the help from my hotel management, they allow me to give this food to the homeless in my community here. So most of the time, I work 3 days for breakfast. So in these 3 days, I always take the leftovers, and the leftovers can include bread, just the main things you will find in a European breakfast table. So this includes bread, cheese, lots of cheese, salami, ham, just different types of food, and some milk, some yogurt, and I pack these up. And every day work, I go to two different places. One of these centers is for help the disabled people, and also people, it's for everyone. I will say it's a center for everyone, or people that are not so welcomed in the society because of how they look, or because of their because of what they identify themselves as, or just because of their disability. So I usually go to the center and I offer what I can with the food, and I also offer them sometimes to help with cleaning up. This is done after work. And also sometimes I go to the park. I have a couple of people there that already know that I will be bringing something for them. And these involve homeless people too that usually find themselves in the park during the day.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this. And there's one more thing about you that we're excited to discuss. You said you have mastered the skills of networking and multitasking. What tips would you give to those who are looking to do the same?
For me, I'm always being myself. You have to first have faith and confidence in yourself to be able to approach people. If you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be really hard for you to really be calmed, to be able to communicate with other people, or to take the initiative to get up and go network with people. The confidence has to start from within you. So it's all about confidence. And even if you feel like that person won't like you, just be your true self. Energy always speaks. When you're your true self, warm-hearted, not nervous, you will be able to do it. You will be able to talk to anyone. And also, don't be afraid of rejection, because this is one other thing that you really have to take into consideration. Not everybody will be so welcoming. So you also be aware that you will be rejected a couple of times, and that's okay.
Yeah, great advice. Thank you, Aminance. Namakal from Zambia, let's discuss your life a little bit. Well, and your profession slash social cause. You're an advocate for financial literacy. Tell us why this cause is so close to your heart.
Okay, I'm an advocate for financial literacy because of my story. I tend to be very emotional when I talk about this, but I tried not to be today. I come from a broken home, and not many people know about this, but I watched my mom get beaten at night, and I heard a lot of things, bad things be said to her as a child. And I think a lot of women do go through that, and most of the women, unlike my mom, are not under employment and don't really have intelligence on how to manage their finances, how they can get a job, and how they can save up that. So I draw the inspiration to be a financial literacy advocate from my story and just educate the women about how they're supposed to manage their finances, how they budget. And it's not only that, I've also worked with, I'm currently working with this foundation called Merciful Home. It's an orphanage. They have a school, so I do hold classes with the young children there and also the adults, just educating them on financial literacy. It's not really easy to grow up in such an environment, and I just want to be an inspiration to everybody to say, not where you come from doesn't determine who you are and what you can be in life.
Thank you very much, Namako, for sharing this part of your life story. Well, and I can understand that it's very personal, so we really appreciate it. And that actually you turned it into a very noble and life-changing mission for many. This is very important.
Yes.
Thank you for this. Yes. And also, at the age of 19, you're one of the youngest candidates in this year's Miss Supranational Experience. Why do you feel made you stand out to be chosen to represent your country supranationally?
I think what made me stand out in my national pageant is the fact that I'm very determined and very authentic. When you're in a group of, let's say, 20 people, because I was competing with 20 people, it's really hard for you to stay true to yourself and just be authentic because of the different personalities. You find that people are very influential, and you might want to change your personality to suit the environment or just to suit the people that you're working with. But the fact that I still remained authentic, true to myself, determined, despite being a first time pageant girl, because if you saw some things at the list that I wrote about things that are interesting about me, I wrote to say I learned something new each year, and pageants was one of the things that I wanted to learn this year, and I did do that, and I came out victorious. I'm really, really grateful to have been chosen as the one to represent my country as Miss Supranational.
Yeah, so this will be a new experience for you also, and we'll talk with you more about pageantry in the third block of this Super Chat episode. Thank you. It was great to know more about your life stories and your life experiences, and of course, learn something from it. Next up, we will discuss if there's something that has to be changed in the modern day pageantry or not. So let's do it. Jessica from Albania. Let's talk about pageantry, and let's talk about something that you think can be changed in pageantry. Like, for example, if you were to become a pageant owner, a big boss, what rule would you implement or get rid of to make sure that the best candidate wins? So what is the change that is needed, do you think?
I have to think a little bit for this because I like the way pageantries are made, and I like the messages that pageantry has. I'd like to talk a little bit about meritocracy. You know, did I say it right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, this is the only thing I think pageantry must be there, meritocracy. Not to do things with politics, not to support countries that are that they can profit more.
Well, yeah, I'm sure our audience will understand you. But yeah, this is a great idea. Um, uh, for sure. So yeah, thank you for sharing it with us and with our audience. Jessica, it was a pleasure meeting you online. And of course, we're looking forward to meeting you offline June the 9th in Małopolska, Poland for the Miss Supranational experience. See you soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sophie, Miss Supranational Denmark, let's discuss pageantry with you. Let's imagine that you're a pageant owner. So if you were to become a pageant owner, what rule would you implement or what rule would you get rid of to ensure that the best candidate wins?
Thank you so much for your question, Iman. I think that's a very interesting question and something that have crossed my mind maybe twice or two during my pageant time. Um, I think it's interesting. I come from Denmark, and I think what's fun about that is I believe that the Miss Denmark organization, they handle a lot of things the same way that the supranational organization does. It's very similar in our way of doing pageantry, and I know it's very different around the world. But I think the main focus about ensuring that the pageant winner is an actual, humble and wonderful human being that wants to inspire others and help others, and not only for herself, but be something for someone else. I believe that is very important than more than just being a model or a pretty face or a good catwalker. I believe it has so much more to it. So, your true form inside, that's what really matters and what I wish for all beauty queens out there to really consist of.
Well, yeah, great answer. Thank you very much, Sophie, for this chat and for your time today with us. And we're all looking forward to meeting you in Małopolska, Poland for the Miss Supranational 2025 experience.
Thank you. I can't wait to meet you all in Poland, Małopolska, and thank you for today.
Thank you, Sophie. Samantha from Estonia. Well, you look like somebody who has a plan for everything, which is great. So let's imagine you are a pageant owner. Big
Ooh,
boss.
that's a good one.
What rule would you implement or get rid of to ensure that the best candidate wins?
When I will be a pageant owner, am I correct? That was the question.
Yeah. Let's imagine.
Let's imagine. Yes, exactly. First of all, I would definitely get rid of the measurements because I think every girl is perfect as she is already. All the people have different backgrounds, different cultures, different experiences, different life ways to think to bring to the table. And I think that in pageantry, there still might be this type of stereotype that people maybe be consider only one way of looking. And if I would be the pageant owner, that would be 100% the first thing that I will get rid of, that every person will be extremely confident to shine in the way that she is. And
Yeah,
and if I could add maybe something, then I think if I could add something, it could be that the person could show more of herself. It will be like the competitions to like bring out the different personalities in a person and the way people think differently. Maybe I will play something with that to like see the different kinds and types of people and all put everything together and to work.
yeah,
Yes,
great
that's what
ideas.
I will do.
Thank you very much, Simad. It was a pleasure to get to know you, and I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of topics to discuss when you're here in Małopolska for the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. So yeah,
I
we're
can't
looking
wait
forward to
already.
welcoming you. Thanks. See you soon. Meldra, let's turn on your imagination and imagine that you are a big boss, owner of a beauty pageant. So if you were to become a pageant owner, what rule would you implement or get rid of to ensure that the best candidate wins?
It's a hard question. Actually, I don't know because I think the winner of any beauty pageant, there are many small reasons why she became a queen. So honestly, I don't know how to answer to this question because it's everything. Everything matters. How girl looks, it matters. Her attitude matters. Her education matters. Her character matters. Like that, all small things make the queen. So
Okay, so yeah, it's a great answer, by the way. So if there's nothing to be changed, then yeah, it's totally okay. Thank you very much, Meldra, for your time today, for joining us, and we're looking forward to meeting you in Poland very soon.
thank you.
Haley representing Malta. Now let's turn on your imagination and imagine that you are a pageant owner, a big boss of a beauty pageant. So if you were to become a pageant owner, what rule would you implement or what rule would you get rid of to ensure that the best candidate wins?
So, actually, being a pageant owner, it was always been a dream of mine that maybe one day in the future we'll step down from the pageant and start doing it, the owner part. But when it comes to your question, if I have one rule to embrace and one rule to remove, the embrace one, I would tell the girls that it's not really you can't really force people to do something, but if I had to make it like an actual rule in writing, I would make it that everyone should be friendly with one another, help each other. If you're backstage and your girl needs you to zip up her dress or help her with her makeup or fix her hair or her put her shoes, help her. She is a contestant against you for the title that you really, really wish, but it does not matter. She is a human being and she does not deserve going on stage unprepared. She will feel she will feel very, very bad about herself. So help each other. So this type of situations do not happen to any person, hopefully, in the world. To the second part, if I had to remove something, in my opinion, it would be the heels because they look very nice on stage. And honestly, I would not go on stage without the heels because it does not look as nice. But they do cause a lot and a lot of pain, especially to the back. So if I had to remove something, although I would not stage without, still it would be heels.
Well, yeah, great ideas. Thank you for sharing both of them, Haley. And we're looking forward to talk with you more when you're here in Małopolska, Poland. So yeah, see you soon in just several weeks.
Yes.
Aminance, let's discuss pageantry with you. Let's imagine that you are a pageant owner, a big boss. So if you were to become a pageant owner, what rule would you implement or get rid of to ensure that the best candidate wins?
So, becoming a pageant owner, the rule that I am not really sure if this rule, if it is a rule, but I believe that everybody should be able to, no matter how you look like, you should be able to go for a pageantry. You should be able to represent what you want to represent in a pageantry. So you may look a certain way. This should not stop a certain organization to take you in or represent something that you want to represent. I believe that we should all be given a chance to show our skills and to show who we are in the different forms that we choose to. As long as it's a safe form and as long as it's not offending anyone, I believe that the platform should be for everyone.
Great answer. Thank you, Aminance. It was a pleasure to get to know you, and we're looking forward to seeing you in Poland for the Miss Supranational 2025 experience.
Thank you so much. It was really nice to talk to you.
Thank you. Namakal, representing Zambia, as promised, let's talk about pageantry with you. So let's turn on our imagination and imagine that you are a pageant owner, a big boss. So if you were to become a pageant owner, what rule would you implement or get rid of to ensure that the best candidate wins?
Okay, I think what rule I'll change or what rule I'd put in place is the age limit. Some pageants have age limits and some don't. So if I was a pageant owner, I think I wouldn't have an age limit because age doesn't define who a woman is or what you can achieve and what else you can do in pageantry. So I think the age limit is something I'll change and just make sure everybody is included and everybody feels loved and appreciated, no matter how old they are.
Thank you so much, Namakal, for sharing your life experience, for sharing your life stories, for sharing your ideas. Yeah, and we're looking forward to meeting you in Poland June the 9th. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks again to the amazing group of Miss Supranational 2025 candidates represented in this episode of Super Chat. Before we call it a day, I will just once again remind our audience and encourage them to vote for you in the Supra app. Make sure to download the app or click through the direct voting link in the description box below this video. You can help your favorite candidates move on to the next round of the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. So good luck to everyone and see you soon in Poland and see all of you, all of our audience very soon in the next episode of Super Chat 2025.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.